Hey guys, and today Sean and I are going to review the game which was between Geelong and Essendon last night, mate, which we both watched on. It was Geelong by 69 points, and the headline is Cats pounced on the Bombers.
Yeah, we're starting to watch a few games together, mate. It didn't happen for so long, but
It's good.
yeah, it is good. And we were not too bad, but the main story was the Bombers, wasn't it? Because they were atrocious, fans booing them at half time. We'll, of course, focus on the Cats. But yeah, the Bombers have been the main media story, but what do you like about us?
They find a way to get in the media, don't they, mate?
Yes, they do.
It was tough to find a lot of good points, so it was so easy to find bad points, actually, which is kind of concerning. But anyway, it was a good win. It was a bit like the Carlton game, I felt. We did what we have to do, and we scrapped a win, which we needed to do, and got a bit of percentage boosting back in the later, which will help us, I'm sure. The ball use was 50-50. I'm a bit neutral on it. It was very bad at times, but also there was times where obviously it had to be good for us to got the score that we eventually deserved.
Yeah, no, true that.
I found out decision making has been horrible, and your dad loves pointing it out.
For sure.
Our decision making really needs to be improved at times. We just pass it to someone that's either not moving or has got someone on their hammer, or they're ridiculous at times. But most of the time it was okay, but it's highlighted when it goes horrible.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the Bombers was worse. I think they tracked at 55%.
Oh, that's bad.
Which is as bad as it really gets for AFL.
Pretty much, yeah. It was VFL standard at best. But
Yes.
I guess the game highlighted how bad Essendon are going. So, we were good without being amazing, very much like the Carlton game, but it more reflected how bad Essendon is as a club at this point in time. So, it was one of their more poorer efforts, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, mate. And it was interesting watching on because you felt like we weren't destroying them or playing amazing football, especially that first quarter.
Yeah.
One of the worst first quarters I've ever seen from an aspect, not just Geelong, but as a footy game. It was terrible. I thought we played pretty good second and third quarters. Went to sleep in the last, which
we did.
is disappointing. Some find it more disappointing than others.
It was funny watching on.
But look, I think that happens. They clearly got the job done and just wanted to go. You can't really forgive them. I mean, coming into the game, I thought, and like we said last week, just this could be close. Let's hope we can get a win here.
Pretty much.
And we smashed them. And while they were pretty poor, you still got to capitalise, and we did. So look, that was impressive, and I think we can highlight good points in the second and third term. I mean, we started to move the ball pretty well. Intercepting across half back was amazing.
Yeah, they did well.
Dominated the air. I think if you look at the stats, the marks, I think Mackie had 13, Taylor 10, Lonigan 11, Kelly 8,
They racked them up.
7, Rivers 8. So that's the back line right there, and we'll touch on them in the votes. But dominated the aerial contest, which allowed us to lock the ball in, score. So, yeah, like you said, good to get a percentage boost. I see what you mean with the negatives, because again, we lost contested ball. I think we've won that 5 in the past 18 games or something like that. Yeah, some sort of stat. And
Clearances, mate.
Clearances
I'm just
were game lost.
picking the words out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Tell us all about it. It was 46-28, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So, again, I'd like to see the quarter by quarter stats, because I felt when we were on top and really, playing the proper game, I thought we were okay at that. But again, I think Hurdy said in his presser that they'd won the clearances for just the second time this year. Last night. So
it's crazy.
So look, I mean, that is a bit concerning. Clearly, two poor clearance sides, and we came out worse off. So look, that was disappointing, and they had more touches than us, unbelievably. But again, possibly weighted with the last quarter, and they did have a decent first term without putting on the board. But look, a win is a win, and it's a nice percentage boost, which we speak is quite important. So. Yeah, I'm certainly taking it, because the Bombers can play good footy. It's just interesting if you play them early in the year, who knows? And if you play the Tigers now, who knows? Do you lose it? It just
changes so quickly.
It can chop and change, and we're on the better end of it today, so that's good.
That helps.
Yeah.
But two more finer points. I guess kicking a goal's been a good feature. We kicked 19-8 last night, which is really good. It won us the game against Gold Coast. So I think as the side we are at the moment, we really need to make the most of our opportunities. Because sides are getting better, and we're getting we're slowly having that natural decline. So we have to make the most of our opportunities, and we have been most of the time, which has been good. But the defenders bet the forwards comprehensively
Yeah.
And I say comprehensively is the key word there, as you highlighted in the marks. So that was a real good standing point for mine, and probably the final point of the review of the game.
For sure, and we like to touch on the old Geelong, and that was typical old Geelong, just backline was dominance. That was great.
We had that on show last night. But moving to the votes, mate, how'd you see him? It was tough.
It was tough.
I wanted 4 or 5 others getting the vote, but it didn't happen. How'd you go?
Yeah, a bit of a backman theme, as we have been talking about. I gave Taylor the 3 votes. He had 33, career best. 10 marks, just read the play brilliantly, which he was just fantastic. And for a tall defender, he creates so much play via his run, which is great. So,
which is why I'm a super coach. Don't talk about that one.
And 2 votes I gave to Tom Lonergan. Interesting one. I don't think he's really featured in my votes too often.
You'd probably just get the one most of the time.
Yeah, but no, I thought he was really good. I was looking at all the players, and I felt the defensive 6 was fantastic. So he had the 23, also a career best. 11 marks, and also he was on Carlisle, and he just towed him up.
Crazy.
Forced them to make changes, and he just gave him a bath, really, which is great. And I gave 1 vote to Blitzarves. So,
old mate Mark still chiming away, which is good.
Yeah, and you might look on the stats and go, 16 touches, why did he get 1 vote? But he did everything. He had 15 hit-outs as well. He laid the 4 tackles, kicked a goal on his left, which was just unbelievable. And
that was swift.
12 contested touches. He took 3 of his 5 marks were contested, and I just felt everything he did was clean and
very composed.
Yeah, he was just, especially early when we were looking a little fumbly at times, he wasn't. So I thought that was fantastic. And Cam Guthrie thinks he's a left footer, which is interesting. I'll talk about that on the footy show.
Maybe after that one, bit of stick.
He kicked a couple on his left last week, or last night I should say.
Well,
interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember the one from half back.
Yeah, very random.
And the goal, so...
Just a little side note to the votes there. I'll let you get some votes in, mate.
Alright, awesome. I've gone with the 3 to Harry Taylor. Probably top 3, one of his best games there. His best was obviously Fremantle last year when he took 19 marks. 33 disposals and 10 marks. Just sensational how he sets up the play from half back. And he'll always go for the mark, a bit like Brian Lake. He doesn't just defend simply for defensive sake. He turns into an attacking weapon.
Certainly.
Fantastic player he is. And 2 votes to Andrew Mackie. I think it's the first time he's got votes this year because he's been injured a bit. But he got the 24 disposals, 13 marks, and also got a tackle. And the antics with Melksham were pretty fun too.
Yeah, Stevie J throwing a few fake numbers.
Yeah, that's right. They're all getting involved. It was very nice to watch. Mackie set up a bit of play from half back, which was good. And relatively clean for most of the night, so no, he was good. And the 1 vote to our man Blitz, who's probably putting his hand up for the best and fairest at the moment, maybe currently. 16 disposals, 5 marks, 15 hit-outs, and 4 tackles with the goal. And as you said, a lot of what he did was very clean, and his composure and decision-making is what I reckon makes him a much better player. He used to run around like a chook with his head cut off, so he's really tidied up his game and relished the situation, being almost a rover now. Yeah. And as well as a ruckman, he's just such a utility for us, and I thought he was very impressive.
Yeah, he said on the footy show today that he probably prefers the floating around the back line and midfield than the ruck, but he plays it all very well, so...
He does what he has to do, mate.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
You need more of those people to do that. Which leads me into the chopping block, mate.
Yeah.
How do you see it this week?
Pretty quiet chopping block this week, as I think it was last week, surprisingly, but Kirsten did the hamstring, I believe. Was it a hammy?
I think, it was a hamstring,
I think it was, so you'd probably expect anywhere from 2 to 4, depending on the severity. And
they'll rush him back in, mate. They love him for some reason.
They certainly do, but Stanley could be a chance to play. You would think they gave him to the 11th hour to get up, being a late out, and he didn't quite, but you would hope that he would be a fair chance, and it's important he does come back, because we'll need Blitzarve as a pure midfielder next week, and I've liked Stanley so far, and...
Can I just chuck in a side note there, mate?
Yeah, you can.
I hate it when they say, they decide right at the last minute, okay, they're no good, then they don't play the next week or the week after that. Like, how does that even work out? I don't know, but back to you, mate.
You're right. Clark is doubtful, but possible, so... But I would you'd dare say I think he would miss, and then I think we have the bye, so you wouldn't think they'd rush him back for 1 week. They give him the 3-stint week in a row. So
sure.
And Luxford, he came on and played a little bit of footy, a bit rough, given he was the sub, played his first game. Looked a little out of place, of course, but he might get the axe for someone returning. But at the moment, we're looking through the VFL list, and I think there's about 5 or 6 AFL listed players in the VFL. So
that's how many injuries they've got.
Yeah, not much at all. Kolodjasny was named in the best again, so he must be pressing for selection, but the form of the backline wouldn't do him any favours.
No, he'd be spewing about their performance.
Yeah.
In a way.
But no, that's all I got for you, mate. It was a pretty good performance, and some guys were quiet, like Guthrie was a little more quiet than normal. Hawkins couldn't find the pill but kick goals.
It was sensational.
But
Stevie J back in the forward line, mate, it's a good move.
Yeah, I love that move, actually, and I know you do as well. Very, very smart around the goals, and he's just starting to get more consistent throughout the game, so...
No, we need that.
Yeah, it's very good to see him. We'll need him kicking a few goals next Friday night, mate. It's a tough game.
It's a huge game, and we'll actually be watching it, which is good.
We will.
Unless you actually actually got footy, which would be a real pain in the ass.
No, I don't.
That's good. That's awesome. Port Adelaide Oval, Shorty just said, it's such a big game, this one. I think they're both sitting at 5-5 at the moment, one would think. So Port Adelaide just sort of hitting their straps in the last few weeks without being amazing, a bit like us, I suppose. So it'll be a huge test, and being Adelaide Oval almost says the tip in itself, because they're not hard to beat there at the moment, but where we're at as a club and how we go away almost negates how good or bad they play there. So
yeah,
it'll be a huge battle, and I said the game against the Bombers nearly decides the 8. I think it's, again, and a lot of games this decides whether we make finals or not. So
yeah, it's these types of games, isn't it?
Yeah, those 50-50, flip the coins. If you get an upset here and there, you're a good chance. So
that's it, isn't it?
How do you see the game, mate?
Yeah, it's like an 8-point game, isn't it? We can jump a game clear of them and make them not get the 4 points, which is just as important, isn't it? Really?
Exactly, because they're right around us, and a good gauge of a good side is beating teams around you. If you're not beating the teams above you, either beat the teams around you or below you, and if you're not doing that, well...
Yeah,
it's a bit scary.
Yeah, you can draw a similar line with the West Coast game to us, because we sort of were saying, and similar thoughts, I feel like it's a big test away against a side. Okay, maybe the Eagles are going a bit better than we expected, but Port Adelaide, I think they've won their last 3. They're certainly a good side, but not the side they were.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, a bit scary being over in Adelaide, I think. And also when you match up what they're good at and what we aren't good at, and that's in the clearance area.
And the run and spread.
Yeah.
Which the Bombers were very good at as well, and was frustrating at times. If the Bombers are a better side, it's either a close game or they win.
Yeah, very true. And Ebert is highly regarded as one of the best runners in the league. Boak's a clearance king, as is Gray.
Robbie Gray, yeah. Wingard's been in some good form lately, kicked 3 last night.
And arguably their best clearance player, Ollie Wines, is back to a bit of form. So
yeah, 30-something disposals, so there's a lot to think about.
Definitely they will be the keys in the battle here, and I think that's why it's important Stanley can possibly come back. But look, I give us a sneaky chance, of course.
Do you reckon a bit less of a chance than West Coast when we play West Coast, or?
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't
to gauge, cause
in hindsight, I think we're a slightly better chance against Port Adelaide. Probably at the time, I thought West Coast, like we said,
pretenders.
Yeah, you're right, but look, they're playing some pretty good footy. Who knows? They could come out and lose North Melbourne, and we might be saying different things today. But in hindsight, look, I think we're a bit of a chance. If history is anything, we've gone. Subiaco is not too bad to us in the past. We've been able to perform a little bit better. Adelaide has been really tough for us.
Oh, yeah. I think we beat Port Adelaide there in 2013 where we weren't going well. They got us last year by 40 points. We lost to Adelaide in 2013. This is at Amy Stadium, by the way, but I don't think it matters if it's Amy or Adelaide.
Yeah.
When we're up by 30 points and they came back and pinched it, and they killed us in 2012 by 10 goals, Adelaide, so...
And I know
it's not a happy hunting ground, or state.
Yeah, and prior to our golden run, of course, where everywhere was pretty kind to us because we were that good, Adelaide was just a place we had a shocking record at. So
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I think it'll be a real big test, and yeah, I'm hoping to see something similar to the effort that we have seen in the past, but you're going to need a little more effort. I think we need to make better decisions, which you touched on, be cleaner, and certainly be efficient, which we have been fairly efficient, I must say. With
our shots at goal, it's been pretty kind to us.
I think so, because our backline's in good form. It's just a matter of transitioning from the back line through the midfield and hitting that target rather than just blazing away, which I think that's where we sometimes fall down is, again, our midfield. So,
well summed up.
Thank you, mate. Do you have anything else to add, or do you have a tip for me?
I think Port will win by a few goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be close. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd tend to agree around that mark. I'd be tipping Port but yeah, I'd just give us a sneaky chance.
Yeah, I think we're a chance too. But
yeah.
We'll go in expecting Port to win, not us to win. So that's how it goes. But
true, mate.
That's the review from Shorty and myself, with the Cats beating the Bombers by 69 points. A nice little percentage boost there. Don't forget to check out darijoe, who does the Geelong Goal video highlights each week, and we have 19 goals this week, so you'll have a couple more for us, which is good. Catstars.com.au has plenty of video content, and go and check that out as well. Has us in there, which is really good. So he's helping us out, and we're helping him out.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like the video, share it around to all your mates. That'd be fantastic. And don't forget to click that subscribe button. Every day we get more subscribers. It just makes us smile. So
it actually does. I love getting a subscriber. It's great.
It's so exciting. So keep it up, guys. That'd be terrific. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you guys all soon.